Hello again and welcome to another bearing installation video featuring Boca Bearings. Today I'm going to be installing a set of high-performance Boca bearings into my own Saito FA-91S 4-stroke engine. It's a very simple task. Let's go to the table and I'll show you all the tools that I'll be using. Okay, so here we are on the table and I've got all the tools and equipment laid out for this very simple bearing installation. The first things I've got here is my crankcase, crankshaft. I've got a piece of hardwood, a light hammer. I've got a dental pick which I'm going to use to remove the seals for the rear bearing on this. I've got a short 3/8" extension that I'm just going to use as an awl to tap the crankshaft into place. I've got my set of high performance Boca bearings. And I've also got a little bottle here of Boca Bearings Lightning Lube Road Power. This I will be using to lubricate just the outside races of the bearings and then the inside areas of the crankcase to facilitate the bearing installation. I've also got my desk vise, a heat gun, and a heat resistant glove to protect my hand. So with all of that, let's get right to this installation. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is open up my package of brand new Boca high performance Boca bearings, and this will be in the video description, the part number here. We're in a link so that you can go directly to that link to get these bearings. This is part number ENK-001HP for high performance kit. So I'm going to take these bearings out. It's a package of two. You've got a front bearing fully shielded, and the high performance set comes with fully shielded bearings also. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just take these bearings out and I'm going to remove the shields on the rear bearing only. Now, as an experiment on one of my other engines, I kept the shields on, or the seals on, both sides of the rear bearing, and that did not really turn out so well. And you'll find that when you disassemble most RC Glow engines, that probably 99% of them have no shields on the rear bearing at all. So what I'm going to use here is just my pick. I'm just going to get under here and just get a little bit of an edge under this seal, and just lightly, once I get the edge up, I'm just going to kind of rotate it around and take that seal right off. Now this has still got the plastic retainer in here, and that's fine. We're going to leave that in place. Just going to take these rubber seals off, and you can see how easily they come off. Now there is some grease in here. These are already pre-greased, so I'm not going to be lubricating the inside here. That grease will wear off during running time, and then it'll be replaced with oil from the engine as the engine runs. So the bearings there, that bearing is prepared. Now I'm going to put a little bit of this lightning lube, 1 squirt of lightning lube, in this glass container, and just kind of, actually I was going to use my pipette, but I already got it on my fingers, that's fine. It's going to get on my hands anyway. So I'm just going to lubricate the outside of these. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to help facilitate going into the crankcase. I just kind of like to, if I've got it on my hands, I'll just lube it all over everything there. And it's always a good practice, what I do anyway, is whenever you're reassembling an engine, you're always going to have it all internally lubricated anyway. So I just did the front bearing area there. Now I'm going to get in here and do where this rear bearing is going to sit. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so next step, I'm going to stand my crankcase up here and heat this up slightly so I can get this front bearing installed. Now my heat gun has two settings. It has a low and a high. I usually put this on high just to make it go a little bit faster. That should be more than enough to facilitate the installation of that bearing. So I'll just gently set it in place, take my glove off real quick, and I just kind of set this block on here, just tap it into place. Seems like the last few times I've done this, I haven't actually been heating it up enough to make that go in a lot quicker. Yeah, it was pretty warm though. Okay, so front bearing installed. Beautiful. So now I'm going to heat that up again, and before I do that, I'm going to put my rear bearing right onto the crankshaft. Now, keep this plastic retainer facing forward so that your balls, the open area where you can see the balls in the race, are towards the counterweight on the crankshaft. And I just slide it into place, just like that. And then now, this is, in my opinion, at least the best way to install that bearing on that, in that crankcase, because you're getting, as you install it in there, the front bearing's already in place, so you get that guidance, and it's going in there nice and straight. So we're going to heat this up just again here, and I'm heating up just the area, primarily just the area where the bearing is going to go. Now since it's aluminum, the whole case is going to get warm, so this one I think I'm going to leave my glove on for. So that's maybe not, because that looks like, that feels like that's just going to fall right into place. It's 99% installed right now. And there you have it. This is cool anyway, so I'm not burning my hands. So that's it. Beautiful installation. And that's all there is to installing a high-performance set of Boca bearings into a Saito FA-91 crankcase.